everybody. Welcome back. My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me and sharing a little bit of coffee here, trying to get into the groove of things. Searching my mind for what I'm going to say. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, well, we had a great routine again, just keeping on this journey. We're in the middle of a bulking season. This goes on for at least 8 or 9 months. Before it used to be like 4 months, I try to gain some weight, and then 3 months cutting, and it's just not enough time. I don't gain weight that much. I don't know about you guys and girls, but when it comes to gaining serious size, I think it just takes a lot more time to do it properly. When I was like a novice way back when, I would train sporadically, and I would try to bulk up. I'd buy these weight gainer tubs, and I'd cram them down like 2 or 3 in a month, and I'd gain 20 pounds. Most of it, I mean, it can't be muscle, right? So what's the purpose of that? I guess if you're trying to bulk up for a sport and just get large and stuff, doesn't matter if you're fat, but that's not what we're trying to do. We want to get as big and jacked as possible, and that means maintaining your muscularity. Now, I have lost a lot of definition. My abs are still showing. I just was looking at them in the mirror this morning after taking my shower, and I said, I can't believe I still have abs. Like, you know, the lines here in the intercostals and the obliques and the abs are, you know, they're there. They're not deep. Of course not. They're not defined, but you can see them. I mean, the guy has abs. I said, man, that's never happened to me while bulking this morning. What's the weight today? 204 pounds. Morning fasted, early morning weight. Before my coffee, before everything else. So it's starting to push up. Now, I suggest the following for you guys that want to bulk. Keep an Excel chart, weigh yourself every morning fasted, and weigh out the averages, because it's not like these variations during the week and you're up and down and everything. You total out the month and you weigh, say, 194 pounds. And then you start off the next month, you're at 196 pounds, and then, you know, at the end of that month, it totals out to actually you only gain like 3 pounds. Now because you finished at 202 pounds, but your average was only 198, right? And so you have to figure these things out through averages. And the other thing that I found very beneficial is not to push consistently, like just stuffing yourself and go up and up and up. At least I'm just telling you guys from my personal perspective. I hit a plateau and it's not budging, so what do? I pull back on the food, and I stay at that plateau, and I see how far I can pull back while not dropping, right? So you're pushing, and then you get sick of it, and then, you know, you're stuck here, and it's not going up no matter what you eat. You go out to a restaurant, stuff your face, you do a weight gain, nothing is going to work, nothing. You're just stuck there at that level. So you start pulling back, pull back the food, do a little bit more cardio, and the weight doesn't go up. Doesn't go down. Now you're at that new plateau. So like what I like to do is just bring it back. See how far I can draw it down before the scale starts to drop a little bit. As soon as it starts dropping, I'll probably have regained my appetite. I want to bulk again. Then I push. So it's like push, plateau, push, plateau, push, plateau. At least that's what's been going on in my recent bulking history. So this is like December is now the 3rd month. We started in October, November, starting the 3rd month. So we're still between weeks 8 and 12, somewhere like that. So that's going great. Not doing weight gainers, off of steroids, just doing a basic TRT regimen. And even that's going to go by, well, I'm not going to continue it. I'm going to do some HCG, which is the to reactivate the body, and a SERM, which is a selective estrogen receptor modulator, which I'll start taking today, the tamoxifen. That's it, the tamoxifen. So I'm going to do that for a month, and the HCG, and just maintaining a very low cruise dose of testosterone. Now, with this regime, I've been gaining weight. Obviously, I just shared that I'm bulking, and I'm also gaining strength. Like, heavy lifts are not intimidating to me. They're not daunting as they used to be before. Even when I was on full blast gear, you know, I didn't have this strength, which is interesting to say the least. So today I went to do a full chest and biceps and abs and calf routine. but I wound up only doing my calves and some abs. So why? I just left it at that. Only training 3 times a week. I'll go back today and I'll do the chest and the biceps, and I'll do them properly. But I really got in a great calf workout. Now, this is important, at least it is for me. Without calves, you ain't a bodybuilder, man. You have to have those bulging, diamond-shaped calves. They have to be large, they have to be pronounced, they have to be very visible, or else you're just not there, for me at least. You know, this has to be fundamental. You can have every great body part, but if you don't have calves, it's like if you don't have abs, you don't have calves, you don't have, like, what do you have? Oh, you got a wide back from doing pull downs. I mean, come on. So calves are very important. Today, I'm narrating these videos. The training part is being narrated now. So I find that, at least for me, it's highly useful. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll leave you here with the video with the ab and calf session. And just, what's been working for me. I go over the details of the movement. And I hope that you get some value and some, something of worth from it, as you guys and girls, try to build up your bodies also. God bless everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Gosh. So today's ab session, we start with the hanging abs, or habs as I call them. Here, just going into a nice, smooth cadence. I don't extend my legs completely straight, just enough. And I do focus on bringing the pelvis up towards the torso, just trying to flex the abs, trying to contract and crunch the midsection as I lift my legs. So here we go for about 20 reps. I find these to be the most productive abdominal exercise, or at least one of them. It's highly effective. That's all I can say. If you do this consistently, in a few weeks you will start to see a more pronounced midsection. At least that was the case for me, and I've always been very high body fat. When I lowered the body fat, it started to show some really decent abs. Now here, the incline, I don't go all the way down. I maintain the tension on the stomach, on the midsection, and really focus on contracting, just like laying into the abs, contracting as hard as I can. Really concentrating on that crunch. There's really no need to go all the way down. It just like relaxes the muscle and you lose the contraction. So I go as far as I feel that it's still maintaining the tension on the abs. And from here we go to the, I call these the intercostal planks. Obviously they're not static. You can see that I'm hunching over and scrunching my scapula, bringing my rear end all the way as high as I can. When I do that final flexion up there at the peak, the solar plexus and the top parts of the abs start to get a burn. Now that's not the purpose here. It's an accessory, it's an ancillary. The purpose here is to develop the intercostal serratus muscles, the ones on the side of your abs up towards your rib cage, and they become very pronounced doing this particular exercise, just pushing away with your torso with your forearms. Now here we had a really fun session today with the calves on the Smith machine. Took our time and started with one plate, just really grooving on this, taking our sweet time here, going nice smooth reps, hitting the peak contraction at the top, really trying to flex the calves and bring out the muscle, bring out the shape. And of course, this is done through consistency. I had very thin, very skinny calves, and now they're starting to build up. Now here, going up to 2 plates, 225 pounds on the Smith. Same old, 12 to 15 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps. I think here we got 12 reps. And just really focusing on bringing out the visibility of the calf while I'm doing the set, while I'm doing these contractions. I can see them in the mirror, so it's like an added benefit to be able to flex objectively as an out-of-body participant and not just inside your body flexing. Although that'll do fine even if you just close your eyes, it'll still work. But I find that visualizing actually does enhance. And so here we go up to the 3 plates, and now we're up to 4. And of course, I'm pretty strong on the squats, so this weight is not unfamiliar to me. And here just trying to do the same, just flexing those calves, peak contraction. And then from here we hit the coup de grace, which is, we go up to 5 plates. Here we go, 5 plates, so much fun. And just trying to tippy-toe all the way on tippy toes. They say we stand on the shoulders of giants. Here I felt like some giant was standing on my shoulders. Now here, this exercise also, I mean, what can I say? They all work. The seated calf raise with 4 plates has been, at least as I see from the video, the one that most brings out the shape of the calf muscle. It's the one that most defines that triangle in the bottom, like that diamond shape. And here we started out with 4 plates. Very taxing, very hard. It felt very heavy on my knee, on my leg. And here I put 20 more pounds on and just squeezed out a few reps, but really focusing on contracting that muscle. Just really focus on that mind-muscle connection with a heavy, stressful weight on the calf, because they grow also with mechanical tension. Don't be fooled. And so, just to ensure that the routine today was can be very productive, I did a high volume, few sets. I did 4 sets here with a 50-pound dumbbell, and just going for 20 to 25 reps. And of course, this felt ridiculously easy after doing 500 pounds on the Smith and the 4.5 plates on the seated, which I thought was going to crush my leg. This is ridiculously light, feels very comfortable, and yet it hits the muscle fibers from a different stress point, and also very beneficial. I initially built up my calves doing with these light dumbbells, and so they do work. They are fantastic for this purpose. And here we do another set from a different angle. The lighting is, the light is shining on the calves. I can see that they're starting to bulge out a little bit. This takes months. This takes just consistent, over and over and over again. I think it was Arnold that said it took him approximately 1,000 sets to be able to achieve his calves. Now that's, in my calculations, that's 9 months to a year, depending on how frequently you train them, if you train them every day. But I could not train my calves like this every day. Perhaps twice a week. They do need time to recuperate, and so it's also important to have some, intensity into your programs, and you will need to recuperate. If you're doing these things every single day, you're not doing them with proper intensity. You're not doing them with proper intensity, and of course, intensity is the number one builder of muscle, mechanical tension. Also, you want to throw in some volume, you want to throw in some frequency, and that's what we're doing here. Let's see what else we got going. Another set. So just continuing deeper and deeper into the set. Of course, just today it was all about high volume. I think I get in a total of 12 sets. No, we got in 9 sets. 5 on the Smith, 2 on the seated, and that's 5 and 2, 7, and 4 here, 11 sets. So that's a very high volume for one particular body part. But I was really wanting to do this. Now, for the finisher of this, I was going to do a complete biceps routine. And here I just grunted out 1 set with the 135. The plate was ready to fall off, so I had to reaccommodate it, get it back into place, squeezed out a few more reps, and that was it for today.